Let's see what they got. I just think Sova's incredible on this map, but they must have something that they like. Or maybe it's just a straight counter to the chamber stuff.
But there was even more util on that map to clear out because they also had to deal with the
Okay, G2 on defense, Sentinels on attack, and we're at a 2-2.
As we get started in an important pistol, G2 are clearing out B with 4
Knife over towards middle, doesn't hit anyone, and G2 go for a push, and then Jonah P the whole time probably had a stun out.
Side of things, not that it's going to slow them down at all.
4 more bullets for Leaf here.
Primed and ready, at least
oh, that's nice. No gun.
Ground, but postured away, back, and now Ray ended up flying forwards to the Paranoia. It's an open sight.
So this is weird now.
Into this post plant, yeah. Full heavy control, but unaccounted for.
It's only Bang watching it. Zelsis goes back as well to try to
help. Let's see what the 2 can get.
Salvos.
Ooh, if Bang tucks in.
He dodges it, but here it is. Tapping to the foots, and the rifle, not quite, as the pistols in hand.
The great stun from Valen.
Overwhelming the presence that Sen are trying to get going.
Yeah, it's a nice pistol. 3 pistols in a row for them, 3-2.
Exactly as they drew it up. The flank.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfection. Sentinels didn't actually have a good idea of where that retake was coming from. I thought that with Sen having only seen the chamber in backside, Teo
Avid, thank you so much. Thank you. You don't think the Teo counts as chamber? I think with a bit of anti-bacon.
Really have a teammate to play closely off. Timing slightly.
What are you thinking? You thinking that you just tank the?
And it's another pistol.
Because in theory, like both of these, well, this one can get owned because it's out of range. But if you do like this one, are we not? Are we not like antiing doing that?
In the rifles, they were keeping it very competitive on Pearl.
Maybe I'm overthinking it because you just change it up so much that you wouldn't use the salvos to do that. It would have to be a pretty hard read.
Oh, well, it was just a pistol round.
Yeah. That's Valorant at the end of the day. Jorg.
That is nice though. Damage close, damage here. Force them out into open. Take both angles with the jaw. Hey, they're doing great.
Not lucky to survive. Leaf hard committed off onto the corner. It's an aftershock at that. Trying to push them back and away. All being used here, and he just sees the shoulders peeking through on the sides of the smokes, and last-ditch effort and play by Sentinels. See if they can do that damage, maybe claim a couple of guns in the process, but it's all contained by G2.
I do like what Sentinels are throwing out on their attack side. After pistol eco rounds, we saw a really good one against
changed the anti-eco by the bone so much more. I feel
like
like they've changed it loads, right? Because I remember thinking that when I saw a weird one from them, they changed it up like literally next map.
Here's this important rifle run, and this is the one that Kaplan was just talking about in the coach's interview, that I think the word he said was goofed. So Sen have got to make sure that they're playing with a bit of discipline here. And watching out for G2 to make the play, because normally initially it's going to be with the team that has the lower weapon.
Is pretty good.
Deep trademark.
Jonah P takes the hit.
Giving them passive
and makes a lot of sense because he's just going to be stunning for everyone.
Set up to go for a flash
and
peek off
wait for some kind of aggro. As we can see, they're kind of grouped up, looking similar to the pistol. Oh, goodness.
Narrate goes through mid, smokes himself off, paranoias, and they ace.
Share the same brain cell on that.
Narrate not committing towards it though. He's going to regroup with the rest of the team. Send the drone forwards, just seeing Valen. Dash committal. Seconds in on the site. Retake is the name of the game for G2.
John takes the orb, and now he takes the plant, and he's
this
got
time
Armageddon online.
Bang is like really aware of the flank behind.
You don't win the pistol.
And how heavy do they go off site?
Make the difference here.
I mean, they got a lot. They got nades,
so Bang's got a pull.
missiles, and then Astrosuck.
Fragment grenade as well. So much util.
Oh, they got the missiles.
Used early from John.
It's the push and pull. Both sides just trying to exchange out that util as well, and seeing G2 hoping that they can get a better side of it. Zekken though, basically the only one playing forwards onto that. So Flash does connect. It's good in the process, but time is ticking away and it's running short at that. Narrate forwards and put in a bit of a pinch. The Armageddon has to be offloaded here. Means that nobody's going to be able to stick this one, but they're overlapping.
Yeah, Astrosuck.
Still got the pull.
Leave.
Been knocked off the map at some point in the end. A pull. Okay. At the end of the day, if the guns didn't rain it, it's going to be that. That's the trouble when you take the time trying to get into these retakes.
And I had a questioning tone in my voice when I was saying that John used the salvo early. But actually,
the Ito was lovely.
And with Zekken fighting on site, it made G2 pretty confident they
were running the replay of Leaf sending it.
And so G2 ended up investing a lot of utility to try to get through this smoke here that we're watching. Whereas instead, G2 are a good enough team if they realize you're playing full offside. They're holding onto all of that util and then chucking it at you in A main. And getting a much earlier tap on the spike, it must be said as well.
Okay, this was a nice round from them. And I wonder how often G2 are going to leave A as in retake, because we, right now, Sentinels, are taking a leaf out of the... Well, they're basically just doing what... who was this? It was Fnatic against Gentlemates, where they just spammed A hits. And they're just going to spam A hits. And if G2 keep leaving site like this and they keep losing the retakes, then they're going to have to fight site.
You can put in a test towards G2 to see how well they can retake. With an op in the hands of Leaf too, it's going to be slowing them down a step. Drone is used to clear the way. Broken. Tight to the corner, not anticipated. John QT playing ahead of the curve when it comes to G2, seeing if they can at least make a way for it, but it's that rolling retreat that's being ordered for, and Zekken hitting. Still a lot to tangle, and still Valen with the 2, but Trent left alone now in a 1v2, and it's just not doable.
Lovely shots on this one.
In the hand.
2 in a row, both A spams. And do we timeout? It is an eco now. They might try and cover it up with the eco here and do something aggro, like set the chamber up.
You are actually worried about B main as well.
I'm also interested to see if Sentinels decide to keep doing this, or if it's literally one of those where they go here in the buy rounds and they go B on the ecos.
With the chamber in A main. But as long as you hard clear A main, SEN are looking pretty good for it. An eco round here for G2.
It's eco round, so they go over towards B to make it look like they're hitting sites equally, but actually we're just spamming A's on the buy rounds.
Showcase your strategic change too early.
Smoke at the feet, no slowing down the Sentinels though. And Jorgamo! My god, man, he's doing backflips in the air trying to contest with that.
And they steamroll the B side.
Yeah, I mean they use an ult into it, but still very, very nice for the money.
Like Skittles. It's going to get them up to other big ultimates that they can use in the post plan.
Yeah. SEN are thinking about it as well.
John should be running.
Wow, they're really trying to get him as many ults as possible.
Again, he's one away from the Armageddon once more.
Yeah, he just had an ult 2 rounds ago.
He doesn't even need to really die in this spot or get the kill, because that ult
he's got another one.
is pretty free. But he's going to get it anyway.
Does G2 timeout?
Coming into this next round, if G2 don't take a tactical
does Sentinels just spam A again?
About how to stop SEN from taking A main control. And whether that means doing the bunny hop play from Leaf, or whether that means having some kind of fault line play off someone's contact.
Trouble is, Leaf can't really play in the standard way that he has been in the past.
Okay, Sentinels change it up.
It's just enough of a curveball that he's got to think about. Knife being played by
G2 didn't change too much, other than the fact that Leaf has like a way more passive TP and has the trip involved. Okay, yeah, so this is actually to try and get rid of Leaf hold the middle. You got damage for the chamber.
He has the outlaw. And this time, SEN
trying to get a kill off of this one. Just if he is here, TP's back, maybe tanks one, or just tank the whole thing.
Gaps at all to play within, and Valen was hard committed to the one side. He was just trying to bail out his teammate that was Jorgamo, but TP's backs away, and that's, oh my, it's all going apart, isn't it, for G2?
Oh, in the 3v5. Questionable.
To salvage this fight.
Both of them.
Tags, okay, landing in the end with Zekken cleaned up, and that's a plan. Still not committed, but Sentinels now going into the next wave of things here. Jumping down, flash forwards, but the shot's missing, going wide of the Outlaw. No damage done, no kills to be found. G2 still making this awkward, but SEN make sure they defend their IGLs back, make sure that they can't step over it still. Not accounting for that. Leaf rips it off the shoulders. A 2v3, they got to take a step, okay. The pull forced out, and Leaf left to do it all in this spot. Taps out wide, that's just the first layer of things, and now he's going to worry about the
god, look at this guy's brain.
There's that level of awareness, even taking a fight towards it and isolating it, but no bullets left.
I was going to say, you're a chamber, get that sheriff out.
But only 18 health to work with, and there I knows it. The Conver and the rest of his team, communication
as soon as he went for the jump spot, I was kind of nervous that it wasn't going to one-shot him. This is nice from Sentinels, though.
SEN are looking like the same
and you could definitely see a bit of the anti, but it also, what they're doing also kind of doubles up anyway, because they do the double smoke at mid and there's salvos in the corner. Does mean that they get for sure 100% mid info, even if they don't get a kill.
So that's the SEN motto for when they get a sloppy round win, basically. It's not about how we do it, it's just about that we do it. But to be honest with you, I'm pretty content with what I'm seeing from them. I feel like the execution's decent. John was in a pushed up position there, so you see him use the salvo early. And the rest of SEN managing to mitigate Leaf even when he had.
I wonder if there's a fake TP that I missed.
Josh RT needs to have this tag timeout with his team because they made the adjustment themselves and it didn't work. So now
there's a couple of things they need to talk about. First of all, getting info over towards middle without using the chamber, or maybe they have a different TP for the chamber.
Yeah, it couldn't get worse.
Or they need to talk about holding A. The good news for Sentinels is they split up their rounds. Like it's a pretty hard timeout. I would imagine the chamber goes over towards middle here if they have another TP. That mid info would be nice so they can 2-2 the sites and actually fight them a bit harder.
Easy retakes.
Okay, similar way of doing it. They want to put bodies here. We'll see what they actually do for the big buy rounds. Leaf's going to pop his ult into this one, so we probably need to keep an eye on Zelsis' knife usage.
If G2 commit super heavy to this mid push, there will be multiple players waiting for them, playing passive off-site post-plant positions. Although, got to say, the timing they've taken here is so early.
Yeah, it's just Bang left to contain this mid push that's occurring as well.
What's Bang's timing like?
They've slowed it down.
Look, he doesn't even think about it.
Already passed, but I think he spotted them anyway! It's too late! That's slightest of timings, and Bang left to pick up the pieces. And these players off onto the flank. The dart is going to be dealt with, and now it's Trent who's been put under a bit of a squeeze. Has to offload that util just to see if he can buy some space and time. And even with that discipline trying to slow down a shot to the Sheriff, it's Bang that still contains the pace.
Leaf's got a potential to win this one if he was in position.
Yeah, the recovery was good in the end from Bang. Like, they were just there so early, there was no hesitation. He just didn't have the timing right to check it.
Just jump peek through the wall, he needs information to roll with first. Off and, well, okay. Leaf there. The TP back behind, he's not going to anticipate this. It was all obfuscated. What a minute!
Dude, he's so sick.
Soon. And now, hold on, he's going to be able to get half of this. The star was late to be placed. He's sticking it all the way. He's sticking it all the way. Bang thinks it's a fake tap. Bang thinks it's a fake tap.
I thought it was fake.
What a clutch! Even Al just
my god, nice shot ended as well. That was a lovely one from Leaf. Yeah, maybe he didn't hear it.
I think it must have been. He was the last player alive, and he's in astral form as the
tap
goes,
I think that might be right.
The star, I think he just missed the sound cue, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
that's my chamber. That's my chamber.
And that's the first time that these last couple of rounds almost pulled off a bit of a clutch previously.
He's making him blush, dude. He's like, damn, it's sick to have someone this good who can play chamber.
2025 so far.
Yeah, it's rearing its head, despite the Teo pick that they're using to try and.
Okay, same damage over towards middle.
Common positions that Leaf wants to
play. So they must have literally looked at the G2 demos and gone, well, they only to get mid info use chamber here. So if we use the salvos and we use the double smoke at middle, they're not going to have any info at mid, which means that after 1-1 to hold this, means that they can just sight hit. And this is the first time that they've actually like pushed down middle with it.
G2 only just picking up these timings. It feels like Zekken was good.
That is, I don't even know what that is.
What is this from G2?
As the smoke drops down so Zekken can recross, I mean, it's just instinctual.
Yeah, just reading the timing play there so well. It looked like Zekken had almost caught it.
Can't snap to the drone in time. He's going to be suppressed here, and Leaf is in a bit of a pickle. Yeah, has to respect that now, so he's going to be cleared out towards A. SEN get access to the site once more.
They're going to stay over towards site because Valen has Astra ult. Zelsis' timing of his ult is going to be everything on this one. He might go a little bit closer so they can hit the Astra. And then hopefully can time it with his knife. Yeah. Oh, bro, that's so unlucky. It was so close. Still hard for them to like capitalize and get through the choke point though. It might work well. Keep an eye on the rate. He's going all the way around the world. Yeah, no util. It's pretty much impossible to try it and try and actually retake this site. This is awesome. Big rounds. Zelsis all down to Zelsis.
Even despite Zekken getting timinged and spun through that smoke, they take.
This has been a really cool abyss right now. I'm actually enjoying the map.
Insane value, insane impact. pushing back Leaf and stopping him from taking early positions, and then drones into A
What do you feel about
and pushes Leaf away
you two avoiding Jet? Jorg only plays Yoru and Raze. He can play Jet. It's just that I think that Yoru and Raze is just better at the moment, to be honest.
Every game plan here from SEN is working. It feels very similar to Split.
Yeah.
Their
like the map pool is just great for it.
Not even just anti. The anti plus the game plans that they've specifically come in with today to mix things up. They look brilliant.
Yeah, and it's forced the second timeout out of G2. This is
Yeah,
just the first
second
timeout.
You know,
round 9 coming up.
I mean, they've seen the damage now over towards middle. I do think they could time it with a different TP. It would help them a lot, so they can 2-2 on sites.
Without fail.
They also might just go aggro a little bit.
Coming in with just these little twists and turns that are adding to their composition. They're thinking about ways to disrupt the game plan from G2.
Josh RT is looking to try to make the adjustment, get his team back into the game. I think G2 are getting having a
the level of play of this match is really high.
It's
really high.
Don't have the ability.
It's cool also because it's like you can see the thought process of Sentinels and why they have the
it's not even the threat of just
Teo instead of Sova.
That they then have rotates cut off.
And it's also like you can see G2 trying to problem solve in real time.
Everyone grouped up from SEN. This is going up against the eco for G2. Round where they would love a miracle, but unlikely to happen. Drone heard for Joe's just trying to break this one as well, deny that information, but go button's going to be called. Second, he's got that dash active. Got to wait for the util to try and make a go of things, and there's a dart up and overhead on either side as well. It's trying to be counteracted by G2. They definitely play towards the sound cues, but they are just lining up for him.
He's just an eco on this one.
Heaven. Maybe there's a timing to be taken, but the flashes are picture perfect.
Here we go again.
One away from the ace.
Watch out, Zelsis might steal it.
It's technically better to give it to John Cutie here because he'll be able to get a... he's getting the...
That actually is disrespectful though, come on.
Yeah.
I agree, Low4 is right.
Leaf, the percentage player, throws himself against the rocks. And that is the overwhelming pressure from SEN and from Zekken in this round. It is absolutely flawless.
Enemy kill.
Even with the Kalat in there too. But Josh RT's tactical timeout is for this next round, round 10.
Yeah, it has to be about middle.
They almost got ace there. It's all about whether or not they can string a few more together on their defense side.
Okay, they put the trip back towards middle, and they have
Smiles for G2.
Jonah P close. The same salvos go in again,
kind of
just trying to make sure that they can't have the Jimmer.
So, you know, Leaf could be going for that A main jump kind of control, but he hasn't tried it once this game, I don't think.
No, it's a much more passive setup. Taken, as you mentioned before, it's like this trap play.
Yeah, this is the trap play. So Leaf is on an off angle. He takes contact and Jorgamo flashes in.
Where do you understand?
Yeah. Going to be there in time. It's a flash as well. He wants to take that timing. Plenty of shots. But just the composure, the aim not quite there. It's a stressful scenario to be placed in, that's for sure.
Dude, Sentinels are doing great. I'm impressed. Because they used to struggle at this map, and G2 look really good at this map. So to kind of just change up an agent and just have full theory, it's very impressive they can execute it so well.
And you see the positioning of the Armageddon. I mean, if we get to watch it
it's a tack-sided map. I know, but I think they're still doing great. They have a chamber though. Like I feel like chamber makes it a little bit more defense-side on this map.
Whether or not he was forced, he still had an opportunity to.
Not like fully defense-sided, but more like a 6-6, 7-5.
He just couldn't quite land the bullet.
Mooney, thank you so much, Mooney.
Sentinels, one of the best
I appreciate the prime. Thank you for doing that.
Making sure that they know the small gaps and windows of opportunity that Taeho gives you to take those fights as well. It's not necessarily the threat of the ult, like the Armageddon, you can't really stand your ground against it, but look at this. They deal with this handedly. Didn't catch the kill onto Leaf, but he's trying to evacuate into heaven and they're just spamming it.
Yeah. They have extremely good awareness of how that's going to affect Leaf. And Jorg, though he wasn't completely forced.
Gooner, bro, just playing exits.
That's a first on broadcast.
Well, the broadcaster's got copyright strikes, that's for sure.
Arsenal fan. Yes, yeah.
YouTube doesn't like that one.
Fan of the soccer team, Arsenal.
Oh, I see, yeah.
goodness
That's
me.
what he was referring to.
Wow, that's a bold one. That's taken.
Dude, they went for the replay of that. It's incredible.
That is funny. Familiar scenes from Leaf. This time Suppressor. That was a knife towards the back, and he is caught into the angle. It's good with the ult, but he's got so much util on the back feet and a flash into his face as well. It's
very nice.
Full
this is like one of the first times I've actually been able to hold and get the first kill over towards site, I feel like. He took so much space in middle while this one's going on. This is a rough one for Sentinels. First time for a while that G2 look in control.
I mean, look at these positions from Valen.
Oh, Jesus, sorry, chat. Punched the mic.
No exit plan for Sentinels. You're going to have to batter your way through this one.
Boxing up the mic.
Fight straight to them. Everyone really quite close and personal up onto the site. No one playing off to a degree, and that's back open wide. Zelsis now going to be commenting the flanks occurring, and decisions need to be made. Sentinels, they have to carve out a path.
I mean, it's a 2v5. It's actually pretty doable.
Dealt with, and Leaf.
Because Leaf is such low HP that the damage forces them out. Oh, they actually have sort of... the crossfire's going to be sick.
Definitely winnable, and it comes down to that fight. Bang wins it. 1v1.
Oh, that's unlucky. That was a nice try. That was a nice try.
Valen has been there for his team today. He's had them, guiding them through some difficult rounds, but they are needing it. You see him after he wins this one, staring up towards the ceiling. Praying for another one to come his way, or maybe just taking a breath after how frantic these moments are. It feels Herculean for G2 to get rounds today, which is such the opposite of what we've seen from them in kickoff. Everything has looked too easy up until this point. This is the first time they've been tested, and my God, what a test it is.
The Teo stuff is taking over a little bit.
To make this look competitive.
The Teo Gecko. Honestly, the combo is not that bad.
By the look of things.
There's a lot of choices for initiators at the moment. And then, when you got the flash anyway and your Yoru, you don't necessarily need to prioritize a flash.
And at this point, you've already conditioned Leaf. He's not going to start the round in those kind of areas.
Use shinier toy. Yeah, I don't think Gecko's bad.
But the Teo drone is so fast at being able to clear out both
it's pretty map dependent as well, I'd say, for Gecko.
Needs to make a play. His back just opens up wide.
Oh, Trent got a... Dude, the first bullet hit body shot is so close to the head.
And he capitalizes, jumps on it, pounces on it almost immediately, and a refight taken out towards A main. This is rapid. Shock darts, trying to force him out wide. Jorgamo, that's a spike drop down on top of it. Bang! Needs to go for another re-swing, and he's found 2 of his own. 3 total into the round. It would have to be an ace.
Oh, they commit.
2 left to stand. The smoke. Going to be fading just in a moment. He hears the footsteps and knows what to expect.
They don't know he's here.
They're not expecting it.
Onto the corner, opened up into the
shoulder. That was insanely close. G2 kind of just managed to get 5 at the end.
The observers expected Trent to die. He should have died.
Yeah.
The entry player, the Teo drone, they created a spot where Trent was only able to occupy a tiny little area in his anchor position on A, and yet somehow he gets 3 out of this, playing off the flash from Jonah P wonderfully, and then comes back to deal with
Why don't you teams run breach on this map? I think some of the EMEA teams are behind a little bit on the meta. Vitality do. There maybe is another team that does as well.
But he's standing by with Trent's dad and brother.
Thank you, gentlemen. Before the next half, I am here with Trent's dad and brother, Jason and Hunter. Thank you so much for joining me. We actually just saw Trent get a triple, so that's got to feel good. But otherwise, friends,
Genji not going to Bangkok? Nah, they came third.
Oh, this is awesome. I love this. We come out here a lot and just cheering him on. Excited for Bangkok.
Heck yeah. You watch a lot of EMEA, Hunter. How do you feel like we're matching up right now here in
Damn, they're repping the match.
You know, I do watch a lot of the different regions. I think it's interesting because we usually stay ahead. We practice a lot, so we usually stay ahead on the comps and the metas. And I see that we're playing a lot of Yoru, and some other teams over in EMEA are playing a little bit different comps. So I'm excited to see how that matches up.
Finish what we were talking about.
And being Trent's brother, was there ever like a timeline when you're beating Trent in games? Is there ever a time after one of these games where you're like, hey man, I kind of saw you did something wrong? Is it like that?
It's funny, I grew up playing like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike and stuff, right? And if he wants to play me in that, I'll whoop his ass. But he's definitely way better than me at Valorant. I've played a few times. I'll text him after the games. I think last time we played SEN on Pearl, I texted him after the match, and he had like a flick on Pearl, like guy was coming out of art. and or he was coming out of main, and he was looking at art, and he flicked back over to main and got him. I texted him after that. It was pretty cool.
Awesome. And final question for you before I let you enjoy the game.
Nice shot.
Jason, looking at how everything has gone here, you got to sit now with Sen
Styling
City
Shadow,
in the crowd.
thank you
They're
so much for the
Jonah
prime.
P
Thank you,
last time
thank
said
you.
every time Sen gets
Appreciate
a frag, you hear that crowd. How's it been trying to out-cheer them and just get there for G2?
Oh, it's tough. Sentinels has a big crowd here. It's tough. We try, we whistle, we scream. Hopefully they can hear us.
All right, well, I'm sure they'll hear you for next half. Thank you so much for the interview. I appreciate your time. And best of luck to the team in the game. Back to you.
I love that. I mean, just channeling the older brother energy. I mean, that's a big fan of whatever that was, man. I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure I could find a single game that I could beat Trent in, to be honest with you.
No, absolutely
Where'd
not.
I have to take him? Like checkers or something? Study for months, I don't think I could win.
Connect 4.
Yeah. All right, G2, the pressure is still on them. They got a couple of big rounds there with clutches. Valen and then Trent coming out with a triple anchor in.
Oh my, that was pretty close. 3-2 for the Pistols. 1-0 on this map for G2.
Sees the head, and that's a lot of bullets rattled off and away. Wait a second.
That's a clone.
Clone gone. Okay, trip me out for a second. All good. Zelsis ahead of the smoke. And he's trying to play ahead of that timing. Narrate from the backside as well. They're anticipating that G2 are going to go for that refight. And one step ahead from Sentinels.
Yeah, they're going to get out of there.
Lie and wait for them, but
Leaf was really fast on this. He might push spawn as well and take a lot of space.
Sen have needed a pistol. I mean, they're already ahead.
But then he kind of has a
up,
choice
right?
to make
But
because he's
they
going to
lost
have
both
one
of the
bullet.
pistols
To
over
use a
towards Pearl.
classic
They
or
were
to use
losing some
the
bonus round situations as well.
Sheriff.
So they'll feel like one is owed to them at this point. A 4v3, but also a spot where you don't really know where these
he doesn't
post-round positions
overextend
are
too
gonna
much,
be.
but he probably has enough time to put his
You're expecting
TP
G2
down.
to go for some kind of play. They're down people. Leaf. He's only got a classic to be able to work with here. Burned up pretty much all of his headhunter bullets, though he has one left if he wants to do something stylish.
There's damage done to Zelsis.
It should be Sen's round.
Should be. Steps forward.
That's so sick. Last bullet.
Overkill, but it turns into the 3v3 quick evacuation back and away. As Yuto going to be expended
he did good damage.
Happy to peek off of it. Pushes Leaf into that unfavorable spot and position, and the shock darts flying forward. Still, they're low, and Second needs to hold the line, push them back. Sheriff in hand.
Very nice from Second. Lovely shots on this one. Okay, we ended this map on 1-1. We're at 3-3 for the Pistols.
Great positioning. Tucking himself on as far wide as an angle as he could take. And Sen take a pistol. Like I said, they'll feel like it was owed to them, but also, they've just been so good in the rifle round situations. They've still been playing G2 close.
Yeah.
Surely this is what it takes to push them over the line and get a 2-1 lead in this series. It's now Sen's map to win, I would say.
Zekken. Oh, really?
8 players from Sentinels.
Hero Stinger, no armor.
Tested and pressured, but not quite.
That is.
Seconds off by his side. Stun's still going to be connecting. Going for the oh my goodness, going for the flash peek around the side. It's going to be a nade knockdown. They want to fight this one too, Van Nail. I was going to say it could be overzealous, but these guys are just winning it out regardless.
The ping pong play from Zekken and Zelsis is so good. When Zekken backs off, Zelsis flashes himself in.
Stole the orb.
Purely
it's a win.
There.
Sentinels will be super happy with that though. There's 2 armor rebuys, that's it. A very nice A main hold.
Keeping this money nice and good for the Sentinels bonus round, just taking a peek at it. Doubles a danger to it, but...
I think Sen intentionally didn't use this comp for their first duel against G2. Nah, this was literally just a change-up for their comp. They've had a good amount of thought into it, it's nice. This is literally just looking at the G2 comp and being like, what can we do to make this work?
Leaf actually might end up taking contact here against the same spot. Although he's looking to just control this area rather than hunt for a kill, I would imagine, because he's the only player on G2 pressuring B.
Mid-control given up by Sen. They have to be scared of this. Enough time has passed now without too much noise. They hear the drone now finally through main. Knife's not going to be catching on to Trent, so just the full duration out of that drone. It can slowly creep towards A main, take back control. Probably going to be aware of the fact there was that refight, hard refight from Zelsis, a bit of a conditioning from him. So
dude, I was worried that Zelsis was going to go for something here.
They could pounce.
Get to the 50-second mark and they wanted to clear over towards middle. Jogamo might feel like he has really good timing here.
To force out his gate crash either. No threat of the suppression, and this was what we were talking about earlier.
What a shot!
What is that?
You're kidding me?
He's so ready for it, though. He plays in that spot himself all the time.
He just knows the crosshair placement. That's a hard shot to hit.
This
Even
one,
if you notice somebody there.
This timing might be hard to hit.
Still going
Uses
for
chamber
it.
like that.
The players back over towards B.
Dude, chamber like that is crazy underrated. He can clear so much with this trip. Yeah, and they inserted one over towards mid, managed to dodge the drone that we saw early, and then got into the right spot to, damn, that was cool. Into the right spot to get the rotates out. This shot from Leaf is unbelievable.
And I am already...
This is a very impressive round from them. It's very nice to watch.
But I'm already a little worried about what SEN are doing in mid. They committed super heavy to the B track, and that's fine.
Even like moves back.
They had a single Taeho drone to re-clear through middle there, and otherwise, it looked like Jorg could basically run a...
Yeah, I don't know if the drone could have lasted longer. I think it might have. But they could have checked this.
As soon as one of the G2 players gets a sniff of that, it's going to be difficult for SEN to hold on.
Okay, looking similar.
One of the goals might be to try to force out that Taeho drone as early in the round as you possibly can.
Gonna try and trigger the TP when it gets to this area. Yeah, and it goes into this little box, and you see the Omen flash go in. We had a star hit, so maybe it was a stun. We have a smoke to block vision, so this is like a for sure question mark created. Then you group, then you hit the site. Is it watch middle?
But still have to watch mid.
This is the foot default. This is the stuff that is really strong.
Throws out a knife. Largely dodged, I believe, in play. Shock darts up against it. Nade's still going to be good for it. Now a flash of his own, trying to play himself back in, but Jogamo's way ahead of it. On top of it, flick of the wrist. I mean, what an adjustment by Leaf.
They're starting to look scary.
Mid is such a gap right now, and that means that all of the rotates have to go through spawn. They're so late, these rotates. Zekken can't even connect with the rest of the team. It's going to be a 3-person save. It's not really the A anchoring that is the problem in this round, even though it might look like that because they lost the site. It's the fact that you can't get reinforcements in there.
Yeah, losing control of mid early, there needs to be...
So Sentinels though,
and that's why
they have the double smoke.
Even though it's right at the beginning of this half, it already looks worrying.
Smoke mid and clear this question mark with someone.
You saw in this round, Narrate throws a paranoia, and you got to expect in his head he's thinking, well, I'm throwing that for John.
Well, I guess it's only one drone.
John is then supposed to swing out through a smoke and make sure there's no one there, but they're not willing to commit to that. All right, fair enough.
Map's been the battle of mids. Not too much because honestly, Sentinels just site hit a lot as well. But
you've put yourself in a rough spot here, Sen, actually, because it looked like
it is nice when you have this Yoru that you can create the pressure over towards middle.
They had the, the idea of winning a pistol. It's a good idea. And now they've got themselves in a spot where Jorg and Jonah P can sync up some kind of...
Where are we at money-wise? Must be kind of low, yeah. 1, 2...
concerning.
2-9 lost bonus, sure, they wouldn't be able to buy this, so yeah, this is an important round for G2. Their money's starting to get a little bit out of control.
There's little gaps and windows of play there. Jump spot to see if they can see through mid. They know that Zekken...
TP out again, let's see when he pops it. Perfectly into the square again, creates the pressure, as we can see them, 2 people.
Have heard that. Does it force out drone from John?
At the same time, drone over towards A main.
Yeah, I mean, droning this early on in the round is terrible, because then you've just got nothing to give you info when they might be going for an exec at the minute mark.
But this is literally rinse and repeat of what we just saw. I mean, G2 can go into this A hit, wait the drone, aftershock into the corner. That's meant to be the punish. So John's forced to cancel and just get the hell out of there.
Leaf can't cross.
And still
doesn't need to.
Leaf cannot cross.
That is an incredible flash from Zelsis. Managed to get out as well. Knife's going to hit 3.
Can he still stay alive and kicking?
I cannot believe he's out. He thought he was going to maybe go down as well. He pops his ult and they still can't push him. And it is all up to Leaf to try win the round.
Still that Pakistan play occurring. And this is the danger, as you mentioned.
What a rough round from Bang. What's his decision?
Play with Bang. Going to be the playmaker once more. He's been doing it over and over again. Time. Going to be at the back of his mind, but he doesn't know Leaf is still creeping. He can't really hard commit to these players that are working their way over towards B.
Oh, he's going for a play.
Towards Cliff.
Oh, he's going for a play to see Bang.
And Leaf's still there, he's holding it down, out forwards, bang, creeping closer, onto the side now, and he's applying pressure of his own. He's trying to get Sentinel straight back into this fight, but sidestepping. It's good movement from Jonah P. Going to reload out into the open, and Jonah P and Zelsis forced to do a lot into this.
Very, very nice.
That finally comes
Zelsis
through.
had an absolute round.
Chaos, absolute chaos. Both teams had lost control on that. There was an attempt from G2 to try to commit into A once Zelsis went for the flash. Only Trent ran in. Really rare to see that level of discoordination
Zelsis still
G2.
alive, yeah. He did incredible.
And Sen again had that gap through mid where Leaf found a pick. It was anyone's round to take. But Sen had come out with the goods. I mean, this is mad. You do not see G2 make that kind of mistake very often.
He hardly tanked any damage in that first original swing.
QT do a good job of applying pressure.
No more sign on the mic. You hear me? Give me a fist bump. I just need to...
I won't hear that. What does he need? Probably some tactical adjustment?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds more like I would imagine, and this is speculation at this point, that it's a little similar to what we were talking about earlier in prior games. Do you remember we showcased this clip of Narrate after they won the game against Loud, and he was like, I can't win these fair fights. Yeah. Like, I think a lot of the way that Narrate is emotionally attached to the game is attached to his own performance and his ability to win fair gun duels. How many fair gun duels has Narrate taken on defense? He keeps getting timinged by a player up mid. Yeah. So like Narrate's job is to plug the gap in mid, and he keeps having somebody like Jorg or Lee.
No more swearing, he said no more sighing.
So if I had to speculate, I think Narrate's just saying like, I need some fair fights in mid. I need you guys to actually
no more huffing after getting killed or whatever.
And then I'll stop sighing on the microphone.
You can tell that's like you can tell it's like a relatively inexperienced player though. Like that stuff should be cut out pretty early.
It's the mid gap. I'm
like
telling you, it's the mid gap.
Or any kind of even tone.
Just then in round 17, there's an enormous mid gap, and Narrate is clearly not happy about having to deal with it himself. And I would agree. I don't think they're doing a good job of defending against it. So
the Psy or the top?
Adjustment from
I think
Kaplan?
the Psy, Bacon. I think the Psy is the one.
Are they going to fight mid? Are they going to op mid?
Looks like it. I mean,
Narrate is just going to tuck himself into here.
So they know the gate crash is only going up on the left side.
It's hard, like that.
I think the plan might just be smoke up when I hear it, play anti-flash, see if they can peek, and this time, okay, it's a committal with a dimensional drift, so there's no punish in sight, and Jorgamo's going to be getting a lot of information. This is a different twist into it, despite the adjustments the Sen are trying to make. It's a fault line going its way forward. Jorgamo needs to really
empty sight.
They've got a variety of players just tapping away with the bullets there.
How do they retake this one? Oh, John gets another kill. He gets his ult on this. Oh, that shock is
here for G2.
Honestly not doing as much damage as I thought.
Hold on, there's a timing!
Oh, what a play.
Jorgamo's ahead of it.
Dude, if he wrapped all the way back round, it'd be...
Not worried about it. No defense inside, and with that heavy control, an extra difficulty now. Lay it down for the Sen retake, especially with the op into the hands of Zekken.
Nice kill.
He has to be a passive player. It's the rest of his team now that need to step up, and Bank does so. He's forward onto the site now.
I like how Narrate's playing this. Very patient.
Heaven player, and they might be trying to catch him here onto the timing.
Really patient.
Narrate's caught him. Here's the danger, spamming down onto them. It's bullets raining from above. Narrate can stick this one. The smoke's into their faces.
Astra Suck was late. They got half.
It's a pull. Still got half though. These players are so low. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Trent is pulling off just an absolute miracle. Despite the win con, Zekken has no choice just to watch from the sidelines here and try and survive. Away from the
it's unlucky. It was a nice try.
Encased by it. There's no saving that operator.
And that's a pretty big problem for Sentinels, because now their eco's in a really rough spot too. Zekken's one away from Bladestorm. Maybe they can make a play for an orb. But it's all of the chip damage that was done earlier that allows
Trent,
the spam to come through.
I mean,
the spam is really unreliable.
It's true, as well, Sideshow saying. Everyone's just like 30, 10 HP. Oh god, Cuba!
I mean, that's not over.
He's got absolutely wrecked.
Coaches are not live to the players in that spot, so
don't go flying.
Not worried about throwing off the team morale, but even from the snippet we heard earlier, you know that Sen are starting to feel very frustrated about this, despite being in the lead. It's a weird spot. They're in the lead, but they're almost more frustrated than G2 are right now.
They can feel the momentum slipping away from them. The money in this round, not great. Inside the smoke. G2 got to be aware of the fact that there is some danger here, and yet you can see Bang, he's trying to replenish the smoke that he was in. Just gets caught with the random spam. That's underhanded. Did he blind himself? I don't know what's happening there.
I don't think he was blind.
G2. not really willing
It's
to
only
let
an eco, it
anybody
doesn't
on SEN
matter.
survive, and decision made for them. Don't want to give away too many more ults when G2 are so much closer to it. I mean, 2 away.
It feels like they're really in control. This is nice for Sentinels though. 5 ults. Sorry, 4 ults.
Previous round, they had a game plan. Kaplan gave them a game plan coming out of the tag timeout, but they couldn't really execute it because Jorgamo had Yoru ult. So it just broke whatever they were trying. Do they go back to that game plan? Are they going to stick with what their coach told them, or do we see an adjustment? They have a lot of ultimates, but Sen's comp, I don't know, like your Omen ult and your Bladestorm aren't necessarily doing too much unless Second's frying. But the Cosmic Divide is definitely going to put a bit of a difference into the retake.
Got 3 people here.
Fault line, 2 of them stunned up. In through the smoke as well, trying to take these timings and then fighting ahead of it. This is a difference. Sen trying to take it, a bit of argy-bargy onto the side. Jonah P just spots the top of the cranium, but not expecting the backstab. Narrate was there, ready with open arms.
Heavy stack on B.
And they didn't have to use ults. It's a really nice round for Sentinels.
You're expecting, I've got to imagine, Sen to be more worried
I was,
based on
you saw the clone go through the smoke and like 3 of them watched it.
Fight them.
I was,
where we hear noise, we will simply
I was really expecting to shoot it to the darker clip.
Later. This should be unwinnable for G2.
With the spike drop down into the open, they've got Celsius, I believe, taking contact just at the
Oh my, the timing of that is wild.
Sees it. Here's the,
uh-oh, that's your crossfire.
That's a whiff.
It adds difficulties.
Not even a whiff, it just didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
John is the security though, it should be okay.
But they still have a very good chance of winning this round, assuming the timing is taken.
Oh no, the tails are going to reveal where he came from. Okay.
Well, Armageddon's not going to give away the position. It's going to push them straight into his grasp, though, and it's intelligent at that. It's the major benefit of it.
Very nice.
Oh, he's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, ended up working out really well.
He's looking for it. They know where Trent is. Stunned up, out into the corner. Still loses it, but it's an impossibility.
Okay, it was great. Dude, I thought he was going to do the actual like rockets, and I was like, dude, they're just going to see where they came from. That was a cool round though from Sentinels.
They're 2 away.
The rate nearly messed up though.
Being able to take both map picks from G2 with really nice ideas. But most of the preset ideas came in the first half, and now they're kind of scrambling. It's a lot of improv stuff, audible calls, trying to figure out and adapt on the fly. So far, though, the adjustment in that round that worked was heavy fight the site. Tried to flood in, tried to anchor, stack the site that G2 are going for, and worry about the mid lurk later. If Leaf realizes that, he might be able to find a quicker lurk time, and there's always a counter. But it just comes down to identifying what your opponents are going to be doing.
You definitely got to pay attention.
That is not where he wanted the trademark.
You two get this, you would imagine.
Clear out a potential push
we hit 11-11.
Yeah, that timing's been missed for him, so still going to be taking it. He's lurking his way up through mid. And like you said, Sen are just willing to give up the entirety of that middle section. Trust that they can flood defend in time if the hit does start to come in. I mean, it's slow going for G2. Early drone.
Early drone.
Yeah, Leaf hears it. Takes a good timing over towards middle. And Bang is on top of this. Just stopped watching. Keep an eye on Leaf. He has incredible timing.
Stays tethered onto the corner. He's going to be TPing. Repositions in through the smoke as well. He's cut up the angles. They don't know where this guy is playing from.
Might kill 2 here though.
Jorgamo still trying to play this forward.
Jorgamo stole it.
That timing.
Oh, chill.
Out though from those straggling players, and Sentinels have an opening, a window for them. Valen forced to get off that plant. It's danger there with the salvos raining down from above, but John is low. Knives in the hands of Zekken. What is the play they're going to cook up in this spot? Cosmic Divide. This is going to force Sen forwards. Gives Valen that space to reposition. Playing himself a little bit back. There's a dash forward.
Oh, that was nice from Zekken, just in case anyone's close.
What a start. Anything to try and coordinate this attempt. And they have cleared up most of the side. They've got to know these players playing behind pillar.
It's not a good plan.
Not really. They have to double up now and take this fight towards them, but still no kills that could be earned by G2. Despite it not being a good plan, time is ticking. It's getting away from Sentinels here. They need to force the issue.
There's no time.
Out wide, that's what they were waiting for. And it's straight out of rifle. Is that time?
Oh, there is time.
Yes,
there is time. Oh. There is time. Yeah, they're good. Dude, I thought it was long gone on that. Damn, they waited the whole time for the salvos, force them out into the open double swing. Respect.
On the clock to spare. And they used all of that time to wait for John's util to come back online.
Yeah.
They used the stun updraft dash to clear any post-plant positions that were going to be close. And then the salvo pushes everybody into both of the SEN players on the retake.
Insane levels of discipline required to wait that out when the time is ticking at that degree.
Yeah,
and the difference of a second, you're waiting for the cooldown to come back on.
I mean, an incredible spray transfer too from John.
Okay, 3 chances. Damn, this is really impressive from Sentinels. And I think they have a good chance at Fracture.
SEN up to 12. One more step is all they need to take the lead in this best-of-5 grand finals.
Jorgamo going for the Euro Ult up mid again.
He's looking for that information.
Hasn't found
Takes the TP. I think they're over towards here. Okay, empty site on this one. Bang has his ult to retake. So everyone's got to sit on site.
So on-site post-plant positions are probably going to be required.
Gone 2 away from his ult. John still has drone.
They are somewhat aware, but G2
Trent is going for an absolute mad one, and he looks like he's about to completely own them. Stun came in, Jorgamo peeked over towards heaven at the same time. This was sick, and they run back as well, so they're still going to have to like clear all of this.
At least partially, the salvos now drop down onto the cliffside.
I mean, he's gone anyway. Oh, from the grave. Imagine.
John's found the kill. Second under the fuse, the slightest of Tavis and Jonah B is nowhere near. It's inevitable.
Damn, dude. This is, hey, chat, it's crazy impressive from Sentinels, by the way. The change up, the pure anti, I wonder how much practice they had, if any. The pure theory. I feel like it was pure theory and it paid off. That's so hard to do. Yeah, change out the Sova for the Teo. I'm very impressed because this map did not look good from them before. Oh, G2 looked worried.
Those hidden reserves to push it across.